You heard me mention a few minutes ago about William and Catherine, the new book brought out by Cathy Le Feuvre. Now, we're delighted that we've managed to wrest Cathy away from book signing to come and join us here. Good morning, Cathy. How are you?
Morning, Martin. I'm a bit out of breath. As you say, I've just sort of skipped across from the other side of the exhibition, so excuse me if I'm a little out of breath. And made my way through the crowds.
Yes. How did you feel about last night? Did you have a good time?
I had a really good time. It was fantastic. I spent some of the time here with you guys, which was great, watching it from this perspective. But I just thought it was really inspirational. Yeah, I mean, it's just great to be here, really. As a Salvationist, it's always great to meet with other people and meet old friends and just be inspired.
Now, recently, Cathy, you brought out this new book, William and Catherine, which is something about the letters written between the two of them. So would you like to tell us something about the book and what it contains and what it is that those of us who buy it might read that we don't know about?
Well, basically what happened is, as you know, I used to work for the Salvation Army, but my background is in media and writing. And so Lion Publishing came to me after I stopped working for the Army and said, got any ideas for any books? So I came up with an idea of using the letters. Those who don't know, William and Catherine Booth wrote letters to each other the whole time they were together, really, from before they were engaged. And they're really personal letters, and they shows their love and also their struggles. And I knew about these letters, and I thought that would make a great book. So I looked at the letters in the British Library, and also the transcripts that have been done by Mr. Bennett, David Malcolm Bennett in Australia. And it was just fantastic. The characters just leapt off the page. So I edited some of the letters, and I've put a bit of history in it. And then there's a little bit of history that goes through, but also some creative stories that sort of make the characters come to life, let's put it this way.
It sounds to me as if it wasn't just a job of work, it was something that was a work of discovery, and I sense something of your enthusiasm for the work itself. What was it you discovered about them from these letters?
In the introduction to the book, I say there's this photograph that a lot of people know in the Salvation Army. It's that William Booth, that old photograph, and he's sitting there like that, and he looks really tired. As a young child in the Salvation Army, I basically thought, I've got nothing in common with this grumpy old man. And then I read his letters to his fiancée. I love you, I adore you, my darling, I can't wait to meet you again. And I thought, these were real. He was 23, he was in love. And then you read about the struggles he had, finding a place in ministry, what church would he belong to, who would accept him, and all that. And you just suddenly think, these people were real people. That's how the Salvation Army came about. That's why the Salvation Army is full of a lot of the stuff it's full of, because of these characters. So when I discovered, for instance, I didn't know that, for instance, William Booth suffered from depression. And that's something that a lot of people do have today. And they had a lot of debt in their lifetime. That's also something that a lot of us know about. So there's lots of modern themes in there, and it just made me in awe that through all these trials and tribulations, they created this inspirational organisation, movement, which is now obviously in more than 120 countries in the world.
So the thing is, it helped to bring the human side of them, to understand these people who we can elevate as saints, who in fact struggle with the same sort of things that most people today and in their day struggled with.
Well, exactly. I think we do elevate people like the Booths, and we say, oh, they're the founders. And we forget that they were just like you and me, maybe a little bit extraordinary, very single-minded, quite quirky. They had lots of health problems. They were into alternative medicine, and not so unusual to a lot of the stuff, the modern stuff that's happening today. And yet it was 1852, 1860s, etc. And it, just incredible that they created this organisation. Whatever that organisation has turned into, incredible that they got to that stage.
Yeah. So in that sense, it could be an inspiration for us.
I hope so.
What does it say? I mean, how does God come into their relationship? How is their faith expressed through their letters?
I mean, the letters are love letters, but when I spoke to Lion, I said these are spiritual letters. First and foremost, they're spiritual letters. They are full of their strugglings as young Christians. Catherine gives William quite a lot of advice about how to deal with some of those strugglings. And, you know, they did struggle. They struggled spiritually to find their path, but also when it came to their relationship, God was always first. My mum and dad had that. My mum and dad were officers, and they had a triangle, the two of them at the bottom and God at the top. And that's how I think William and Catherine were.
Okay, well, thank you very much. Would you like to show us that book again so we can recognise it? Where can we find that if we want to? You can find it
in the UK through SPNS, and you can find it on Amazon, and it's being published, I understand, in the States and Canada this month, November.
Okay, well, Cathy, thank you very much for joining us and for telling us something not only about your book, but about the characters of William and Catherine behind it.
Thank you very
much.
Thanks.